Click, 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 click. Oh, guys, welcome back to the Code Chronicles. It is episode 62. 60, guys. I am dog exhausted, to be honest. I did not sleep very well last night. I was up till 2 a.m. Horrible sleep in the morning, and just had a packed day. Chester and I, we just interviewed our first potential employee, which is super fun. First potential account executive. That's what I should say. And super exciting. So yeah, but I just wanted to pack up the project management system and continue on this notes component. It looks fantastic. It's so pretty. And the other thing I wanted to do was just kind of start cleaning this thing up. Like, I really want it polished, and I shouldn't say start cleaning it up, keep cleaning it up. But I'm having issues on the Kanban page. I'm still trying to figure out why this is taking so long, for instance, to delete. I don't know if it's a server issue, or what is going on, right? So I've already deleted it, right? It's still loading. It's just taking so long to do all this stuff. And I'm not liking it. You can see how when I scroll, there's the Team Syncer logo, which is up top. Not a horrible bug. She looks kind of pretty, but yeah, just trying to understand why the server's not updating as quick as I'd like it to. I know someone had mentioned there's partial renders. I probably should learn Tanstack, but I just don't want to, guys. I'll be honest. It's like I've done so much. Okay, so 75, boom. So it gets created instantly, right? But then the DOM is taking forever to show that it's here. So I don't know if it has something to do with the DOM nodes, with the drag and drop references and things like that. It might, to be honest. That very much might be the case. Now that I think about it, that's probably exactly the case to why the Kanban page is acting so funny. But yeah. Oh, because even right here, I need to update the project. So it's watching the project, which is then importing the column. So technically, I need to refetch the projects. I see. I'm not doing good engineering here. So basically, I think what's happening is I'm fetching the project number one, or the list of projects number one. So I've got, like, let's say a user has 3 projects. Then I'm choosing a focused project, and then within the focused project, there's columns, there's tasks, there's a ton more stuff, and then I'm messing with these columns, which is within this focused project. So then when I delete this, in order for the DOM to know, the front end to know, I need to actually update this. So I need to refetch the project, or what I can do is restructure the data. So the data is associated to a user. But it really shouldn't be that way. It should always be associated to a project. It really should be. I've done the math. I thought it all through. I had the funniest short the other day. Just complete side note. So it was I got my first kind of hater comment, and to be honest, he wasn't even being a hater. It was just like obvious. Like, I was building a forum, it had no validation, none of that stuff. But it's a quick tutorial. You can't do all this form validation, use validate, all that stuff in a quick tutorial. I guess you can. Maybe I'll do a validation tutorial next, in spite of this comment. But then I made a short out of this comment. It wasn't even a bad comment at all. It was just like, hey, not trying to be a hater, but you didn't even do validation. So I flipped it and just had total fun with it. Like, made the funniest short. I want to show you guys. I don't know if the audio will come through, or better yet, go look at my shorts on the channel. It's the very first one right now, but it's the one that's labeled "My First Hater," and it's just comical. I've watched it back 10 times at least.
At least 10 times. That's being conservative. That's being really conservative. Probably 20 to 50 if I it was just so entertaining for me. I don't even know. I was on the spot just thinking it. It was such just a natural, so funny. But okay, so let's see what goes on when I add a new column. I think what happens. Let's see. So this is a project with the title, or what is this? These are the columns, right? Yeah, these are the columns. So what needs to happen when I delete a column or add a column, this needs to change like instantly, right? Or should. So I delete, boom. There's our problem right here. So something's going on with this drag column where the database is firing up. The database has, we saw, if I refresh this now, it'll be 74 columns. Boom, meaning we deleted one of the columns that exist, but we didn't see this go to one column here. But I reckon we will in a moment. So there's a server to client issue, which is exactly why I need to learn Tanstack. I just don't want to. It's been so frustrating. And then I'm gonna learn it, and then I'll put a tutorial out on Tanstack query. Okay. So what I can do in today's episode of Code Chronicles is learn Tanstack or continue building the notes component. One of the two. Continue building the notes component would definitely be easier. So let's do the harder of the two. They say choose the hard thing, you'll have an easy life. Choose the easy thing, you'll have a hard life. So let's do a dummy Tanstack thing. Let's just do a PLC real quick. In the project, don't even need to go anywhere else. Boom, RFCE. We will say this is Tanstack dummy page. And I'll make it look pretty. Let's see if I import, what was the layout? In-app layout, I believe. In-app layout, boom. Okay, so now if we go back to Team Syncer, and if I go to the local host /Tanstack, it should show us this Tanstack dummy page. Let's see if it worked. If I'm good at software engineering, it worked. I thought it just went white. I was like, oh no. All right, let's see. Come on. I need to fix that layout error. Sweet, it worked. Tanstack dummy page. Sweet. Okay, so what I'm gonna do beyond this, and when those icons come in, that means that the project has successfully been fetched. It doesn't directly tell the user that, but I know behind the scenes that's actually what it means, because I built it. So yeah, basically I don't want a user navigating unless their project is fetched. So yeah, but let's fire open Tanstack. I've wrestled with it probably in like 4 different episodes just on the Code Chronicles alone. I don't know why, guys. Sometimes I feel like I'm the dumbest and the smartest person at the same time, you know? like just shredding through lines of code, like understanding massive concepts in no time, like broke down that architecture of why the columns aren't working. And then I'll sit there and just like do arguably some of the dumbest things. But it's when I do know something is like when I'll like never forget it. I don't know if it's like some sort of like light autism or something. but it's like a memory thing. Like I don't know. Like I'm just really I've always been like really good at math. Always been really strong memory. So at least I like to believe so. Could be completely biased, you know. Reality, I'm just a senile old man, and then oh yeah, my memory's fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna just barrel the provider in here. Let's see if that'll work. We'll run with it, see if it works. Okay, we've done this before one time. So let's do this. I believe that's all I need, just all this stuff. Use query, it should be working. Use query is called function and a page is neither a React function. It should be a functional component. Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean you can't do the thing here, you know? What do you mean? All right, well, looks like we will do this maybe. And this right here, boom. And yeah, did that not work? Is this on extrinsic? All right. Fine. We'll set it up proper in the layout. Fine. So basically it was throwing an error, throwing a fit because the client provider wasn't wrapped around the application. Let's go ahead and do that. If the project is in clerk, so base clerk provider, we should have access to the query client as well, right? Maybe even the public component potentially, but tomato. So let's see, we're getting an error here. Does not have a corresponding closing tag. That's a lie. I see it. It might just be, yeah, taking a bit because the old lappy top takes a bit when I'm recording a bunch of stuff. I've said that many times. I realize. In the Code Chronicles, I need more content, guys. I'm scraping the edge of the jar in some of these, you know. Not actually. I could talk about life and stories and things that I've grown through or gone through, which would be kind of interesting. But sometimes I like the Code Chronicles because I can just come here and like kind of hang out with y'all and myself and building software, and I'm not like on a journey to like, here's how you build this step by step. Verse when I do have step by step things, those are very much like step 1, step 2, step 3. Do this, do that, do this next thing. Tutorial part 1, tutorial part 3. But I love these, to be honest, where I could just come here and just, like, it's not for the views at all. Like, these are definitely by far some of the worst performing videos I have compared to the shorts or the tutorials. But I love these the most. Okay, so we'll just not do this error deal. Just take that out. That's fine. Is pending. Why is it being a pain in the butt here? Use query still. React hook use query is called in function page that is neither a React functional component nor a custom React hook function. No, but it is a React functional component. I know it's a React JSX.element, I believe is what it is. This is 100% a functional component. Why would I? Guys, this is why Tanstack has been a pain in the keister. Let's even just get rid of this is pending. We won't even have that. We literally just want to mess with the data. So let me do Tanstack query tutorial. Let's see. So for those wondering, right, in Next.js, it's a little different than a front-end framework, right? Like a Vue.js is a SPA framework, a React.js SPA framework, like front-end client-side frameworks. Angular, they all exist on the client side, but Next.js, you have access to both, your server side and your client side really quick. You can obviously access Node.js and a few other things on some of these other frameworks or set your projects to do such. But what is going on is there's a different issue when you're just working on the client side. Client side is saying, hey, I'm over here. Here's the server. Let's say my application's a to-do list, and the to-do list, I want to pull data from the to-do list. So immediately I land on the to-do list page as a client and or as a user,
And there's some function that says fetch my to-dos, get my to-dos. And the get my to-dos is going to be, some Axios requests, some fetch requests with your headers, all that stuff, a TRPC thing, who knows. But it's going to be some HTTP request going to the server to say, hey, give me all my to-dos that exist on the server. So the server says, okay, I got your request. Let me send that payload back. The payload is just the data of your to-dos. And that payload is going to come back in structured format, hopefully. Of your ID 1, to do name, go to groceries, to do number 2, ID 2, to do title, go to the gym. And those will come back to the client side. Now, if I delete to do 2 of go to the gym, I should, in a front-end framework, just an easy way to do it, you just have a function right after to say, just fetch your to-dos. After I delete number 2, just go back to the server. The server will know because you delete. So hold on, let me explain the process one more time, or explain the delete process. So I delete it first, and that pings to the server. It's a delete request to HTTP. That then the server now knows delete to-do number 2, right, with ID 2, and the server is now up to date with the latest data. So on the front end, all I need to do, the front end hasn't updated yet, but the server has. As soon as you fire off that request, it goes in the data over there, boom, fires it off to the database, whatever, boom, and number 2 is deleted. So now we're just left with 1 to do. All I need to do on the front end, right, if I'm using just Vue or React on the client side, is just put a get to do function right after the delete. So, your await function of like delete the to do, right after just await another function to get to dos, or don't even await it, just get to dos. And so it deletes and then pings off the server, deletes number 2, boom, it's gone. And then the front end says, okay, I got my next function to get the to-dos on the server. So it now returns 1 to do, boom, comes back. So that's actually the process of how it works. However, with server components, it's a little different because we're not referencing on the front side now. Now we're working on the server. So the server is where your data is. They're way faster. It's snappy as all ever. But the front end now says they've been delivered a package of data. So to-dos, 2 to-dos that exist on the front end, and the back end also has 2 to-dos. And you can have discrepancies because now the front end can ping the back end to delete the to-dos. But it's a server-side component, so it still exists. Like I don't even know how the relationship works, but there's an issue where you have a server-side component that queried to the client side, and the client is deleted one of the to-dos, but then the server hasn't updated at all, and you can't just update the cache that quick. Or like, I have no idea. This is why React Query was built. But you can't just like refetch on the server for some reason because I don't know. It's a weird discrepancy that's happening. So something to learn, you know what I mean? It's something to learn because I'm unsure how the server side rendered framework when you do have server components, some components are pulled data from the server and some we're obviously using the client still. And some of these components are like out of sync with each other, right? At least their data is. So on a to-do list, right, if everything just exists on the client side, all the data can only be interacted with the server by going to the server first and then coming back to the client, right? You always can reference the server for your source of truth. But if your client and server now exist kind of co-mingling with almost 2 sources of truth of data, there's weirdness that can happen. One component might be a server-side to-do list component. The other might be a client-side to-do list component. Maybe one's organizing your to-do list columns, the other's the actual to-dos. And you might just run the to-do list one traditionally as you would, but then the other one is a server-side one where you can't ping back from the server because it lives on the server. So when you maybe delete a to do or delete, maybe it's the opposite. So I've the to do columns on the client side and the sticky notes on the server side, or the to dos on the server side. And if I delete a column, I now need to make sure it's an atomic function, for instance, to delete all the stickies, the to dos, the sticky notes or something on this side, and do all the stuff on the client. So I don't know, like I don't know the granularities of it to be completely transparent, but what I'm communicating is that there's a possibility of data staleness or discrepancy. So that is an issue that we are definitely going with or going through. And it might be a Redis cache issue now that I think about it, because it really still should just be able to update the server. Because we saw the database update instantaneously, right? The database updated immediately when we built a new column, and when we deleted it immediately. It's just the DOM was behind. So what I could maybe do is just make it all client-side components. Maybe that'll work, actually. That would be amazing. Then it's literally the easiest code fix ever, instead of having to learn this bullshit. Okay, let's see. Cannot pass directly to client components unless, boom. Let's see if that'll work here. Oh, you know what? Duh. This is why too. It's not on the client side. So that's why query wasn't more exposed by using use server. Which one is this talking about? Is this talking about this page, Tanstack page? Or is this talking about the layout? Ay, guys. Ay. So let's break down some other ideas or conversations on stuff. You know what's so interesting about politics? No, I'm just kidding. Could you imagine just rip into politics and that shit would be so funny. What do they say? Don't talk about religion, politics, and sex or something? Is that the three? Say religion, politics, family, or I forget how it goes. First date with people. So what's your view on abortion? Just get down to the nitty gritty, you know? Okay, let's try to reinstantiate this, see what was going on. No query client set, use query client provider. There is query client provider right here. Boom. Query client is set. Functions cannot be passed directly into client components unless you explicitly expose it by. Oh, I see. So this might need to be a client-side provider. Okay, so then we will just do the old query provider trick, right? So what this is it's just going to be a component that we really do all that stuff in. I really should put all my providers in one component. It's getting ridiculous over here, but this query provider, what it is it's just going to accept the children of this, and then I'll keep this on the what's it called, on the server side, but then in the query provider component, this will actually be on the client side. So it'll accept the children, right? And the query client will just go ahead and put this here. I believe client, query client, excuse me. And boom. So I think that could potentially fix the issue here. Let's see. But we don't need this neither. Let's see, we're getting a chunk load issue. I'm sure that has something to do with 50 providers in one deal. Query providers, not. So it says it's missing type children, but there's all these right there in between. Okay, boom. So that fixed it. Let's see if that worked. It might have, guys. It might have. It might have. Let's see. Let's see. Sweet. Sweet. I think it did. I think it did, guys. That's why they pay me the big boondas. Let's see if we can get this page just fired back open. And then this no longer needs to be used clients because I don't think it was relevant to this page. I think it was just relevant to the layout stack. Hopefully, fingers crossed, folks. Fingers crossed. Let's see how we're 26 minutes in. Golly. Golly. Guys, should I make merch? I was thinking about making some freaking fire merch. Okay, that did not work at all. Dang it, guys. This is why they don't pay me the big boondas, you know? Golly. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Thought that fixed everything, right? Here's my query provider. Okay. Say software engineering is 90% debugging, 10% fucking. They don't say that second part. They do say the first part though, I promise. 99% or 90% debugging. All right, let's see. Let's see. Call stack. Call who? Who is this stack person? Come on, sinking, boom, sinking. Let's get to the page, come on, boom. Wait a sec, hold on, did that actually work? That might have worked, folks. Not sure what we changed there, but something might have worked. Example component, query to-dos, fetch to-dos. Where is this fetch to-dos function? I don't see it here. Here's the to-dos. Error is loading. Okay. What the heck? Is fetch to-dos, is that just going to be literally just an Axios thing or optimistic updates? Let's see. They got such cool lingo and tech. I was at this Next ETX meetup and it was I'm using LangChain and vector databases and Solana blockchain, just cool words, you know what I mean? Like you don't even have to know anything about tech. You just I'm investing in Cardano, Binance Smart Chain. It just sounds, just sounds proper. You don't even have to know what you're talking about. Oh, server-side rendered framework. I don't know what that is, but it sounds good. All right, let's see. React hook use queries. We're still dealing with this issue. Okay, so we could quit. We could just do that. no, I'm messing, guys. We're gonna figure it out. So use query from React Tanstack query. I see that. Okay. Maybe it's talking about this stuff. Just don't understand why it's throwing a fit here when we're just trying to, let's see, home, is this the home component? Ends there. Ends right here, post query, right? So here's a post action. Or no, this is still to go get post. So it looks like you still use Axios query function. You're still doing what you need to do. So what? It's a wrapper around HTTP request. Is that what it is? Is React query a wrapper? He's a hell of a rapper. A good rap name. Welcome to the stage, Lil React Query. Yo, someone let me do my USA. A hell of a rapper, right? Welcome Lil React on the stage. All right, let's see. So I'm not seeing any red underlines anymore, so I'm unsure to why. Was that the problem? That was there the whole time? That was there the whole time. Was that messing us up? Was that there the entire time? Oh my gosh. So I might have just built a provider's component for no reason, but we're here now. I should compile this project and really refine a lot of it, to be honest, guys. I really should. For instance, providers, like all of this layout should just be one component. All these providers could just exist together as providers, and that just wraps the application. This head tag is just for PWAs, so I could even just put that there. Yeah, I'll clean it up because I'm really taking time on this React Native application. Guys, I'm so excited for it. It is coming together really well. It's so pretty and just, yeah, I'm so stoked for it. Maybe I can slide into that for a sec. I don't want to give up the code at all because it is a product that we are working on. And putting out query client is not defined. What do you mean? In-app layout. Oh, right here, duh. We're not using this. We're not using this anymore. No, not that. Not that. Okay, boom. Well, this is going to fire up in the background. This iOS simulator, this iPhone. I just want to show how beautiful the front end is. I think it would just be a worthy thing for some material here. Okay, what can I do here? Can I just say use server or something? Will that get rid of it? Use query. I don't know why it's not doing something. Use server. Yeah, guys, the Code Chronicles needs a new laptop. That's what needs to happen. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, please subscribe, tell your friends, tell everybody, because I need to blow this channel up so I can afford a new laptop. That would just be fantastic, guys. Then we don't have to wait this long, and then my jokes, like now my jokes are getting exposed. like you know what I mean? Like now I have to come up with more jokes and it could be wildly average. You know, I think the premium experience that could happen from having a new laptop, right, would be proper. So let's work as a team to make that happen. Tell your friends, how's your kids, how's your wife? We're coming for everybody out here. Okay, so I'm gonna fire open Expo Go on this iPhone simulator. Pretty cool. Absolutely will not expose the code. I will only expose the dashboard, I think. I think that's the only thing Chester would probably be okay with me doing. But that too, guys, it's going to be a really awesome application that I'm definitely going to recommend on the channel when we're done with it. We should be done with it. I think we're releasing the alpha version soon, like within 2 weeks soon. So let's see. Let's fire this thing open. We got data name. I'm working on 2 projects at the same time. What a interesting approach to software engineering. Let's see. Come on. All right, so we'll quick fix this. Boom, disable ES. Oh, it's just an ESLint rule. So this is downloading the iOS version real quick on the application. Should fire up here shortly. And it looks like this was working. It was just an ESLint rule the whole time, guys. Oh my goodness. If that's the case, if it was truly an ESLint rule, oh man, that is brutal. So let's see if this populates all of our data from the repo, and then I could also show this fun phone app. It's taking a while, guys. It's only at 53%. Everything just takes longer when the computer screen recording, obviously, and a few other things. So let's see if this making these conditional rendered datas, data dot things. Let's see if that works. Fetch. So if I use Axios, that'll still work. I don't want to deal with fetch, and even though it's this simple, but I don't want to deal with it for post request or delete request. No way. So it's really that simple. I'm thinking of React Query, this complicated thing. Really, it's just a wrapper around an HTTP request. This whole time, I guess. So let's give this a go. Let's say axios.get should do the same deal. Sweet, so it did work. Let's see if this application's up. Could not connect to development server. Interesting. Probably because this server's up. Dang it, guys! I really want to show. I really want to show this application because it's so pretty. So let me, It's so pretty, especially on the simulator. It just like really puts it all together. It really does on the simulator. So there's an error. Dang it, guys! Dang it! It'll be worth it, I promise. The UI UX that I build on things is just. It's just one of those. So, okay. Res.json can't be doing that. Let's see. Then res.json. Do I just now need to do that, or? I love how I'm just working on 2 things right now at once. Breaking 2 things right now at once. JSON does not exist on Axios request. Says who? I think it's JSON stringifies is what it is. JSON.stringify. All right. So here's the localhost version. We can at least put it in the console view here, phone view here, right? Or maybe not. Golly. Boom, there it is. Okay, so we have an iPhone view here. Just pretend it's on this, right? You can log in, join now. Let's see, let's just skip to the dashboard. It's just so pretty. and the simulator just makes it look like exactly as it should be. So it's even nicer on the simulator. I really wish I could show you guys, but it is a fantastic application. So working diligently on that as well. It should come together, but I won't disclose too much more. But I'll tell you what, I will absolutely go through the application when it is released. I will absolutely do it then and show you guys that experience. But it is a really pretty application, super lightweight code base. Worked tremendously hard on it, and everything's TypeScript out. Not a single AnyType, not a single misorganized piece of code. It's like I'm really proud of that code base. So yeah, just keeping a lot of things in the fire, folks. Working on a lot of stuff. Working on a lot of stuff. But stoked on this Tanstack query working. This is good. This is great news. So I want to see it work with a post request. Oh, ChatGPT just went off on me. Sweet. So I want to see it work with post and mutation request. Can you have mutations and deletes? Because I have no idea how Tanstack query works with that stuff. So I understand though that it does do retries. I know that it does do retries. So maybe we could even try to fetch one of our endpoints within this application. I think would be great to do right now. So instead of pages, let's just go to the project store, right? Steal one of these endpoints, project by user. Give me that. Thank you. Axios. So it's not a get, it's just you just put Axios there. You don't do get. Weird. Weird, folks. So let's do that. Let's go back to the project store and get this app URL, which is just localhost 3000. So let's do this. Import const user ID equals auth context or use context. And boom. So now we should be fetching our projects by user. And use context should be able to be there. Okay. And let's see. Let's see, folks. Let's see. Not seeing. Okay, let's just use ChatGPT's version real quick. Pop this in. Guys, I need to get granular. I need to get granular with React Query because I think that's the blocking point on this application. So good to see that it's working, right? API data, put API ID. Okay, so obviously I need the right APIs for this. Query client. Let's see. Oh, don't need that. But at least I kind of got a rough understanding of how it works with the initial thing. So I get a loading state. That is cool too. So if it's loading, we get loading states, and then is error. Boom, and there it is. There it is in button, update, and delete. Let's see what delete does. Obviously nothing because we don't have the correct API for it. But this I think is going to be our little secret to making this work. Let me see. So data, and then can you implement retries? I want to see how that looks. Because sometimes with data, for instance, we might be waiting on a user ID or a project ID. So I do want to have a way to do retries properly. You just literally put retry. Okay, so you say retry 3 times. Nice. So if it doesn't get the right data, it'll retry 3 times. Let's see, put in the wrong thing. So maybe it fires off once right now. Maybe it fires off twice. Uncaught. I love it though. To be honest. I'm starting to grasp my head a little bit more around it. And I am going to probably wrap up this episode here. We're going on 45 minutes, guys. So yeah, let's do it. And yeah, I'm gonna do my homework on this and figure out how to implement it into the project so it's a proper build, because this is going to be the secret weapon. I think this is going to be the proper deal. And just one last spiel, one last hurrah, if you will. Let's try to get the project store in here. Let's see. Boom. So app URL, and let's try that user ID one more time. So I'll say const user ID equals use context, and I'll pull in my auth context. Boom, and oh no, I need to pull it in, not deactivate hooks. That's no good, right? So let's see if this gets our data, and obviously it'll show the wrong data here. So let me just remove all that, and I will just console log the data right here, and if it shows it, I guess it worked, right? Technically error showing the data. Expected a, oh, I see, we do have an extra div. I didn't see that there, that wrapped and closed there. But so let's see if this works. We have in-app layout, data right here. Use context. Why are you being a butt? Say any. Cannot be called at the top level. Okay, so fine. We'll pop it into the function, and let's see. I just want to see the data. I really do. I just want to see the data working. And if that's the case, I'm going to call that a big win. Big W. Undefined. Oh, this is perfect. It's actually fetching. So that's the first try. Let's see if it does another retry. Undefined. Third retry. That's awesome. So it actually pulled up the data. Holy crap, folks. That's huge. And the retries worked great. That's amazing. Holy crap. No way. No freaking way. So now I have the project ID. It should show up on the DOM here in a moment. Data.project ID, or data, maybe I need to go through the projects, but the first project, we want the project ID, right? Will it show? Undefined, boom, project ID, there it is. That's a big win, folks. That's a big win. I struggled with React Query in the past, so to get it here now,
It's a big win, folks. I'm gonna chalk it up as a W, as a W. Thank you so much for watching. We will circle back and have another episode here shortly. Cheers, guys.